the other ones we have, and we'll be announcing the schedule so that you can listen to the video. And they're all free, and they'll all be short version of what we do here. And so, what exactly do we do here? Well, we talk about business. We do business appraisals, analysis, evaluations. We do have money to lend. As I said, we're not direct lenders. I say it all the time because we're not. I was a mortgage banker for 31 years. I was a direct lender then, but that's a while back. So we do have companies that we work with that will accommodate you. We have business loans, unsecured, no collateral, no security. The loans are from $35,000 up to $150,000 qualify. And we have other companies we work with that go beyond that, up to $5 million, and also SBA loans if you want to buy property. So we do have small business loans, we have SBA loans, and we have loans up to $5 million. We work with different groups, different loan companies, and so this is why we can make the offer. And if you're interested in that, or a portion of it, and you'd like to use money for working capital, equipment, grow your business, in terms of inventory, renovation, pay off a debt, expansion, buy another business, startup, SBA, small business loans, which is SBA, of course, but for property, you want to combine business with property, $5 million, you can accommodate it. Again, me personally, you know, but people I do business with. And we are the vehicle which we work through to get to you. We'll work with you. Now, as we are a business program, we do offer services that you might be able to use. Like, for instance, before you were to buy a business, it would be wise to give me a call and we'd do analysis for you to let you know the true value of the business. Now, in most cases, by you giving me a call here, and we'll look at the business for you, the evaluation for you, you're probably going to get that business 20% cheaper than you thought, than you would have paid for it normally. So we do have that on our program, and I'm going to give you that site in a second. And on the other side of the coin, if you want to sell your business, we can probably get you 20% more. So if you're buying or selling, there's a 20% difference, more profit or less expenses. So we do have that on our website, and if you want to go to our website, we also have the seminar on there. We're doing a 4-day seminar, the money-back guarantee to succeed. It's a whole program that we have. We're doing it for a long, long time, and my success rate is over 90%. So that's how successful we've been for 45 years. Okay, I can say the 45 because that's what it is. If you'd like to go to the website and get more information about the loan and the seminar and our program, you go to www.callintalkradio.info, which is INFO. We have the seminar on there. We have the seminar on there. The seminar for the 4 days. We have the business on there. It's called the Biz Easy Loans. There's a page for that. Then you'll set that whole page up real nice. So you can go there and you can read the content. You can see the loans are there. You can see the advantages of the loans that you'll be getting. Because, as I said, we do offer the appraisals, the analysis, the evaluation, buy and sell agreements, sell your business, we'll help you sell, we'll help you buy. But we do try to work with the business owner and make him successful, because you know that over the years, we've had over a 63% failure rate, and a lot of that is due to lack of knowledge in the business of what you're buying. So I didn't mention on Wednesday, I have many 150 programs, which breaks down to about 450 subjects. So, and that's what I've accumulated over the years, ever since I started doing business appraisals and analysis. And actually it goes back to when I had my first business when I was 17 years old. So ever since then I've been basically in business. So I did mention a lot of the reasons for the business owners failing. So, and on Wednesday I did mention my 5 basic steps to business success. Now these are great, but you really need additional services. These are only startups, so additional services will get you where you want to go. But then we do offer support for the life of your business, and we'll help you with implementation. We'll walk you through the process. So very simple language though. Anyway, so the steps to succeed, is your funding and financing. That's usually number one. What is your funding and finance? How much do you have? Where are you going to get it from? What's your repayment debt? What's your repayment loan? What's your interest? What's your balloon payment? What's your scheduled payment? So all this is important in terms of funding and financing for your loan for money for startups. So you're going for a loan, you have to do a business plan, you have to do many things, but that's all part of funding and financing. And the other thing I mentioned was experience in the business. What are you going into that you have experience with? Is it whether it's a restaurant, whether it's dressmaking, I don't care what it is. You're not going into a business without experience. And I always tell the story of the people I've counseled over the years that want to go into business, and one of two things: either they have no experience because they just like that field, and I don't know why they have no experience. And the other thing is you have limited experience, and the best example I can give you is people that are chefs who want to go buy a business. They're good at what they do in the kitchen, but they may not be up on financing and food costs and all the other programs that go along with owning a business. So that's part of the 5-step program. You have to have the experience. And the other thing I mentioned on Wednesday was that you have to have knowledge, general business knowledge. Why do I say that? Because over the years, being a counselor and being a consultant and dealing with businesses for many years, is that general knowledge of the business is where you want to be. You want to understand legal terms, insurance terms, marketing terms, accounting terms. So when you're talking to whoever you're talking to, you have an idea of what those terms are. So I did mention we do a 4-day seminar course, which has a money-back guarantee. We do that. We offer that program. So the 4 days that you'll be taking the course, it's really what I call a seminar workshop. You actually do work. You'll be working with my staff. We'll work with you on a business plan. We talk about marketing. We do cost analysis. It's a 4-day program. It goes on, and when you leave there, you'll be as smart as you thought you'd never be, because you're going to learn basically all the programs that are available, how to succeed. We do profit and loss. We do cost analysis. So it's a very precise and exact program. It's the same program I've been running for 45 years. It hasn't changed. And as I said, it did yield over 90% success rate. Run that number against your average failure of 63% and see what the difference is. You're looking, as I say, in terms of percentages, you're looking about 150% or an upside down 150 points. So this is what you end up with. You end up with a real education, unlike any other education in the country. It beats all other seminars for the 4 days, because we're the only seminar program in the country that offers you a money-back guarantee. It does not exist anywhere else. So if you can find it, you let me know, and I will pay you $100. So money back guarantee for your money back, and the life of the loan. And the other thing is that our program, or my program I should say, does offer you more than $35,000 in additional benefits and services. So if we run the combination of your cost to go in, the benefit you're getting, the ongoing support, money back guarantee, and the support and implementation, as my friend likes to call it, all this for $5,900, which is the cheapest investment you'll ever make in your life, because you're going to invest into a business that's running about $150,000 without any education or knowledge. Bad move, guys, bad move. Don't do it. Give me a call, talk to me, we'll give you a guarantee, we'll give you a schedule, we'll give you a seminar, we'll give you appraisal analysis, do your business plan for you. If you put them all together, you're looking about $40,000 in benefits. So, I know people say, wow, whoa, all these questions and answers. It's real, it's not phony stuff. I don't give you phony stuff on the air. What I give you is real. Appraisals, analysis, seminars, money back guarantee, free commercials for the business owners. We do this, no problem. Anyway, so the general knowledge of the business is like number 4, and then your marketing, number 5. Put marketing last on, because if you don't have the funding, you're not going to go to, the funding and finance is going to get you off the ground. Your experience should be standard. Your knowledge would be the course. Take the course. If not, go find some books somewhere and read yourself, but you're not going to get the right answers. And then the marketing, once you got it all together, at least you know what you're marketing, you know what your cost is, you know what the payroll is, you know what your expenses are, you know where you're going to be located, so now you can do marketing. So I put that last because that's not as important as the other. So anyway, this is basically your 5-step approach to go into business. And if you can do that, then you're on the right track. But don't go there without calling me at the station here, 646-478-4786. And this is Blog Talk Radio, as I said earlier. If you want to listen to the program, you go to your internet browser, Blog Talk Radio, type in Business Talk Back, and you'll have the show right in front of your eyes. Or you'll have the audio, or you'll have the screen here, and you'll have the audio also. So give me a call, Tony Pezza, your host at the Business Talk Back. Some of the other things that I like to do is I like to talk about news of the day. I know that, as I said, we're in Point Pleasant. We had rain all day, rain all night, but it's been mild. It's been about 52 degrees, so it's not that bad. But we did have constant rain here. I understand the temperature's supposed to drop until about maybe snow flurries over the weekend, so it's quite a crazy weather we've been having. Let me tell you a little story that happened to me this morning, and I picked up the paper this morning, and on the front page it says $1.5 million prize never existed. Women scammed out of $18,000 in fake jackpot win. So what has happened is that this woman got a call from she got a sample of Publishers Clearing House, a sample check. And it says $1.5 million, a jackpot that would be here if you contacted an agent soon to claim your prize. It means it's her prize, so same thing. Instead of winning $1 million, she wound up losing $18,000. So she actually got a call from somebody who said they were the Internal Revenue Service in New York, and told a 77-year-old woman in Neptune, New Jersey, retiree, I would assume that it's 77, she would need to send a $13,500 check to an address in Maryland to pay for the certification of the insurance and tax declarations. So she mailed the money, and then they called her back and said they need another $4,500 because the check would take too long to clear. So she sent that. So the bottom line was she's about $18,000. So don't be scammed by these phony artists. So let me tell you what happened to me this morning. I get a call from somebody, by the way, first of all, he was Indian, and nothing against that. I could hardly understand him. And he was calling me from India. he says you won, you were granted a grant, because I applied for a grant, and you were approved for a grant for $50,000, and I would have to go to a website to sign in, or sign up, and fill out the form. And I said, I don't remember doing this. And they said, when did I do this? Give me the exact date. So they couldn't give me the exact date. He said, well, sometime in the last month or year. So that's a big difference. So I know I did one, but it was probably a couple months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. But anyway, so I asked the man for his name, gave me his name. He said for the phone number, he gave me the phone number in India. And I asked him a couple other questions. So he says, I said, well, how do we get into the site? Now I got my curiosities aroused. I said, how do we get into the site? He said, well, I'll give you this, I'll send you the site, but you have to send me a check or a credit card account for $3.87. I said, okay, no problem with $3.87. I said, let me call you back in a half hour. So I called American Express, I told them the story, and they said, well, there's nothing we can do about that, you know, the bill, the thing hasn't gone through yet. I said, have you ever heard of these people? And I explained the whole thing. She says, it sounds like a phony scam. I said, well, that's what I think too, but I was wondering if you ran across this with these grants from the U.S. government and so on and so forth. And because it raised the question is that I did fill out the form online for us.gov, which is the Washington website. And so he knew exactly what form I filled out. He had my name, he had the information that was on. So how did these scam artists from India get the information I send direct to Washington on the website for the grant with my information on it? So I'm going to assume that somebody was hacking all of these grants that went into the U.S. government, usgovernment.gov, for people that want to sign for grants, non-profit groups, people that are just trying to help out with Sandy and with the East Coast problem. So these people were probably hacked into all that there, got basic information, the phone number and the company name, things like that. So, of course, I was going through with it, so I was almost curious to say, for $3.87, let me see what's going to happen. So, obviously I didn't do it. So I hung up American Express, and she said, well, you're still protected in case they want to tap you for more, and I'm aware of it. I said, I don't want to go through the aggravation, so I didn't do it. So I told this gentleman, who I believe was all backed up with scams here, so, that I'd call him in a half hour and want to check with American Express. So I didn't call him back because I knew what I had to do. So would you believe since I didn't call him back, which is probably 25 minutes ago, I've had 4 calls from the same gentleman, and of course I disconnected my phone. Because I disconnected the one here anyway, because we record from the office, which is the studio, so I disconnected the phone. But prior to disconnecting, he called me 4 times. So I believe that would be a scam that would fault many people for $3.87, which means that now he has my credit card money number, which means he's going to go sell it off somewhere for $500. So you got to watch out for those scams, Chris.
Exactly.
So this gentleman that I didn't call back has called me 4 times. I'll probably call him a few more times before I get off the air. So when I'm looking at this poor woman who believed that she was getting $1.5 million, gave away $13,000 in 2 payments. You know, age is one thing, but this happens to people regardless of age, whether you're 77, 95, or whether you're 19 or 21. When you get a call on the phone or an email, please don't bother even calling them back, because if it's legitimate, you get a legal letter with the name of an attorney, or you get something from the state, or you get a phone call from someone who speaks English, calling me from Washington. That's somebody calling me from India who wants $3.87 for a scam. Find out that he's probably going to sell off the credit card somewhere else. So when I told American Express, he said, well, you're covered. I said, well, it's at the point of the aggravation of then calling you back. I've been tapped. because this happened to my account, not American Express, my bank account 2 years ago. Some company in Europe tapped into my account for, a few pennies here and a few pennies there, and then it wound up being $700 or $800. But also, my American Express, I think it was last year, some company in Europe, I never heard of it, was $9,500. So these people were scammed, they sell them off. They probably didn't collect the money. If they did, when American Express got it, they called me, and there was a European company, and so I'm sure they didn't get paid, so I don't know what they collected, because American Express wasn't going to reimburse the people. Let's say it was a department store, and they bought a bunch of furniture for $9,500. They walked off with the furniture, but American Express wasn't going to pay the furniture company the money that was obviously fraudulent. So I only bring this up because this happened to me this morning. As I said, I'll probably get more calls, but here's a woman over in Neptune, New Jersey, who just lost $18,000. I'm sure it's 77. I don't know her finances, but it doesn't make any difference to your age. But don't be calling people back for to give you a credit card or your phone number. It doesn't work, folks. It doesn't work. There was another scam. In fact, Daniel just said to me before that we got something on the computer on my email address. What was that for, Daniel?
We inherited $1 million from some king in India.
Okay, we inherited $1 million from something. What do we have to? We have to call them and sign up or something?
Something like that.
So we just got an email from somebody who says that we inherited $1 million from somebody in some king somewhere left the money here. Contact them, and they have to. They're looking for money to sign up to register. Same thing I just read to you with this lady in Neptune, New Jersey. She had to send $13,500, then another $4,500, because they said they couldn't wait for the check to clear to make this official, so they went $18,000, all within a matter of moments, in a sense. So outside of my call this morning with the grant for $50,000, and that is $73.87.